This is the To Be Single or Not to Be podcast, and we're doing what? Running it back.
Hi guys, and welcome back to the To Be Single or Not to Be podcast, and we are returning with another episode of the Running It Back series. And today we are going all the way back to July of 2019 and talking about an episode that was then named They Cheated, Now What? And it is so unfortunate that cheating is one of those topics that we're probably going to be talking about it until the end of time. And so the views that we had back in 2019, a lot of the views are the same. But I want to just say that the difference, I would think, from then to the thoughts that we have now come from a more mature place and really an understanding more so that when you get into a relationship with someone, you really have to create and come up with and know. Create and come up with are the same thing. You really have to create your own rules of engagement in regards to what cheating looks like, because every situation is going to be different. I don't think there is a one size all that fits with every relationship. I think that some things when it comes to cheating, like, you had sex with the person, that's definitely cheating. You had an emotional affair, that's definitely cheating, in my book. But some people, according to couples therapy on Showtime, one man said he felt like he had sex outside his marriage, but it was out of the state or out of the country and it didn't count. And I mean, she wasn't okay with that, but somehow in his rabbit ass mind, he had rationalized it. So I think that's all the more reason why you really have to get clear about what is cheating. Make sure you have a very definite definition of it and move forward with that. So one of the biggest things that we talked about on the last episode was in regards to social media. And I will forever say this. Number one, if your partner or potential partner has social media, please do not allow anyone to minimize the power and the effects of social media. Even if they know how to use it properly, meaning that they don't use it for evil and they use it for good. One, we know you cannot control anybody else who's on the other side of social media that may be sending you unsolicited messages. But I think that it is fair and it's safe to have a conversation around social media, because so much of what we do lies within social media. So I think you have to, the perspective that I looked at it then and I still look at it now, is that anything that you are doing on social media, if you have to keep it a secret or you would not want me to know that you are doing it, it is very likely something that I would consider cheating. Like, for me, if you are sending messages to someone in vanish mode, if y'all don't know what that is, go find out, or maybe not. If you're sending messages to somebody in vanish mode, which is a feature where you can swipe up and the screen turns black in the DMs, ask me how I know. And if you send a message, after you send the message, it's gone. Kind of like Snapchat, how you do something, it's gone after 24 hours. Well, with vanish mode, the message is gone right away, right after you send it. Once the person, it goes through, they see it, and then it goes away. So if you're doing things like that, I feel like that's cheating. But I think you have to be in a situation with your partner where you have to understand, okay, sending DMs. Do we have rules of engagement around that? Liking pictures. Some people, some men, women, everybody in between, does not like it when their partner is liking pictures of other men or women. I'm not that person. But if you are, it's okay. You just need to make sure you have a conversation with your partner or potential partner to make sure you all are on the same page with that, so that nobody is embarrassed if that's what's happening. Now, I ain't a fan of if you got a little crush or you like somebody or don't like somebody and you like putting emoji hearts under their picture, unless it's your mammy. Like that ain't okay. I don't think. Not today it ain't. It might change tomorrow. But I think you just have to uncover, what does that look like for you? Because you may feel like you're sending DMs based on a conversation you had with a person, but a woman or somebody else could interpret that completely differently. They could interpret that as you flirting with them when you're literally, like, maybe at work you all had a conversation around something going on in the world and you happen to see an article about it and you just quickly send it over. How are they going to receive that? So that's why it's important to talk about what's game and what's not game. And I think that social media has a lot going on, so it's necessary for you to talk about what that lot going on is and what you and your partner think about that lot going on and what it should look like in your relationship. The other thing is going to be texting and that whole, which I am not a fan of, that work husband and work wife shit. What y'all think about that? Like, I feel like if you one of my friends on the last show said, you know how hard I had to work to become your wife in real life, and you want to go to work and give a title to a bitch that somebody that you just working with, like, why we gotta put a title on it? Why we gotta be called that? Like, Are they just bringing you coffee or treats or snacks every single day? Are they doing so many things for you that they are coming across as your work husband or work wife? And what said things are they doing, and how often are they doing them, and why do those things exist? Like they say in Nashville, I don't play like that. I don't play like that. Like I don't play, ain't no play brother, play sister, work wife, work husband, work nothing. At the end of the day, you go to work, that is your coworker, and treat him or her as such. And it goes, texting applies the same as social media, sending DMs. If you are sending a text to someone and you would not want me to see it because you know that it would cause a problem, then you should not be sending the text. And everything that I am saying is vice versa for the woman, for myself. That's how I feel about it. And I think that you have to make sure you and your person have that understanding. And again, people, when they are doing wrong things, will try to minimize stuff. It's just a text. It's just social media. It's just Instagram. It's just nothing. It's just some shit that I don't want you doing. So we have to be clear that we are expressive about that. But also, you know, when you look at the work wife, work husband thing, it can go so many ways. We may be good in a relationship. You might not have had any intention on cheating or doing anything wrong. You might not have had any intention on that interaction with that person going any further than work. But as they always say on divorce court, one thing led to another. So how about we just try our best to play it safe? We don't have to run into things like that. Okay? The next thing we talked about was this, which I think is so important when it comes down to the idea of cheating and the action of cheating. Do you all feel like you really can ever stop your partner from cheating? Like, is that a real thing? Like, can you ever stop your partner from cheating? If you're asking me, the answer is no. It is up to the person individually to stop themselves from cheating, to have self-control, to have discipline, to have enough love, care, and concern for me in this relationship to know that I don't want to cheat on my partner. And that is why it is so necessary for us to get to know who it is that we are dating and knowing how they show up in the world. I'm big on, you know, character, on integrity, on having morals, on having values, you know, and not saying that people that have those things in place can't, you know, make the mistake of cheating, or even if you want to call it a mistake, that they can't cheat. I'll just say that. But I think it does come down to understanding, who is this person? What is their makeup? Did I take enough time to even get to know this person that I'm dealing with? And mind you, you can know a person front and back. You can know a person for many years and they can still go out and do something that's super egregious that you never saw coming. But if we're talking about when you're going through the dating stage and you're in this relationship now and a person has cheated on you, or you are of the mindset, I want to make sure I'm putting parameters in place to like I'm trying to protect you from putting yourself in the position to possibly cheat on me. That's unhinged behavior, to think that you have the ability to control a person in that way, because there's nothing that you can say or do. I always say a grown person gonna do what they want to do anyway, but there's nothing that you can say or do to stop a person from cheating that wants to cheat on you. So I think ultimately it's up to us just trying to do our best, do the best we can with the partner that we choose to be in relationship with, and just hope that we're with a person that is able to make a conscious enough decision consistently to not want to cheat on me. And if that person decides that I'm not the person that they want to be with, and they want to go be with somebody else or just have sex with somebody else or do things that I would deem cheating with somebody else, go and do everything. Like, go and do like life with that somebody else. Because I just can't play the radio with people at this point in my life to feel like, you know, if you want to go dibble and dabble elsewhere, you go dibble and dabble. I give you a hall pass or whatever, and then you want to come back over here and try to live happily ever after. I don't want to live a life where things like that are happening, and then now my head is like forever on this swivel because I'm always like wondering what you're doing, thinking you're doing something wrong if you don't answer the phone. Like, it creates this stress and this anxiety and this trauma and just so many negative and unwanted things when it comes to cheating, that I'm like, you know, just give me a choice. Let me know what's going on so I can make a choice to say, okay, you know what I mean, and people in general, I'm going to stay and I'm going to deal with it, or I'm going to let you do your thing and not going to bother you, or I'm going to head out. I'm going to get up and get myself out of there. You know, so I think that's something that we need to make sure we are tapped into. And also, we talked a lot about on the last episode, which is really like, you know, eliminating the excuses, because that's another way we try to say, oh, we can control the person or control the situation. And we try to excuse it by, you know, well, I did let myself go at one point, or I gained weight after the baby, or we stopped having fun in the bedroom, or I stopped being as exciting as I used to be. No, 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 no. We are all human beings. Life is going to happen to all of us where things at one time or another may not be exactly as they used to be. That is in no way or shape a reason or an excuse for a person to go cheat. Again, it goes back to, it may not be this black and white all the time, but if you do feel like I'm becoming or I've become somebody that you don't want to be with, that you don't want to be in relationship with, that's a conversation. And again, you all know my motto, you don't need a person's permission to leave. And that goes both ways. So if you don't want to be here and you want to leave for whatever reason, don't make an excuse about what I wasn't doing and that's why you did it. If I'm not doing the things that you want me to do, being the person that you want me to be, showing up in a space how I need to, and you can't come to me and talk about it and try to fix it and try to work it out, I find it hard to believe that you want to be here in the first place, that you want to be here anyway. So it's probably best that you figure out what that looks like for you to go and take that next step to go elsewhere. Even that means you being alone. And that doesn't mean you got to go be with that person that you did that thing with, but it just seems like you really don't want to be here. So another thing that we talked about was, when it comes to cheating, is there a difference in cheating when you're married or when you are dating? And then in 2019 and now in 2000, did I say this was in 2019? Yeah, then in 2019 and now in 2023, the answer is still a hard no. Intentional dating for me right now means that I am in a potential relationship with someone that we are intentionally moving forward to try to get to a serious, committed, and monogamous relationship. And when we get in that relationship, the next step is going to be marriage, because I desire to be married and I only date people that have the same desire. So if you are going to cheat on me while we are on this journey of dating, what and why would I believe that you would not cheat on me once we get married? Like I said that again, if you are going to cheat on me when we are on this journey of dating, why would I think you would not cheat on me once we get married? Now, mind you, I know that people do change. People do not stay the same. People can cheat, recover from that, and then never cheat again. Never have an inkling to want to do it, like they learned their lesson. I know those people do exist, but I also know that takes a lot of hard work, trust, energy, effort, and a lot of just really a focus between both parties to say, we are going to figure this out and stick this out, and I'm going to figure out what the newfound trust and relationship looks like for us to be able to move in a forward thinking direction. And, I hope that I never have to get to a space where I have to put that kind of work into my relationship, because I know that has to be some of the top notch, hardest work that you ever have to do in a relationship when it comes down to it. If someone has broken that kind of trust and you're deciding that you're going to be with them and not want to be a person that you want to know their every step, their every move, their every thought, you have to get to a place where you're able to let them be and just trust that they're going to do the right thing. But I think even in that, if you decide to stay in that situation, the person that did the cheating has to be willing to and understand that they're going to have to be the one that's doing a lot of bending, especially in the beginning. It is going to be more phone calls. It may be more text messages. It may be more check-ins. It's going to be more therapy. It's going to be more of me being on your ass, Mr. Postman. But you signed me up for this. If you decided to cheat on me and we made a decision, both of us, that we wanted to stay in this relationship and move past it, then that is the work that we have to do. And so that's why I say that's not really something that, fingers crossed, knock on all kinds of wood, hope that I never ever have to go through anything like that. But I'll say the notion of they cheated, now what? I think you have to really just decide what it is that you want to do. I think it's important to have those rules of engagement to know what is cheating from a social media perspective, from your phone perspective, from a work perspective, from your in-person perspective, just a life overall. You got to know, you have to define it for you all. This is what it is. It's no gray area. And make sure you're not dealing with a person, a narcissist, a woman with narcissistic traits that's going to try to, did you cheat on me yesterday? No, I actually cheated on Wednesday. Between asked me if I cheated on Wednesday, you asked me on yesterday. Who's going to play those kind of games? And then you have to have the rules of engagement. If even if you have to talk about, if I get into a sticky situation, what does that look like? How do we navigate that? Talk about, is cheating a deal breaker? Is it something we can work through? And if it is something you can work through, what does that look like? So I think from then to now, and if I come back 10 years from now talking about this, that's going to stay the same. Cheating is what it is. Cheating is not okay. And I would say a lot of people in this world have been cheaters before. But I hope that as people get older and they get wiser and they want to do better and grow better and give better to the world and the people that they say they love, that they choose to make a different decision. So I'll leave you all with that. Signing off, yours truly, Shanna Montana.